Swifty's the true rock star. Always.
Swifty's a big boss. He's the godfather. It's his world. I'm just living in it. I always tell him that. It's your brewery, man. You built it. I'm just making beer.
Y'all got anything barrel aging right now?
Russian Imperial Stout.
Whiskey barrel?
Whiskey barrel. Maker's Mark. Perfect. This will be my last. This is probably the last one I'll put in there. I might put something in there and throw some bread in there or something, but the bourbon's pretty much gone. Like your barrel stout.
Amos, we're here at your brewery. Tell me about Uncle Billy's and the philosophy that goes behind the beers here.
We're a brew pub and we serve barbecue. I was hired to run this brewery by Brian Peters, aka Swifty, who's a legend in the state. What we are trying to do is get better every day and make the best beer that we possibly can. We want to make beer as good as the best breweries in the world are making, and that is our goal. The key for us is you can always compete on quality. You can open a brew pub right next to another brew pub, and you make the best beer, and you make really, really fine product, people will come to your brew pub and they will seek you out. So even though this is this area that we're in is very busy, and there's a lot of restaurants and there's a lot of great breweries here, we just make the best beer that we can, and that's how we compete, and that's how we bring people in.
What is y'all's philosophy on smoke beers? Y'all do quite a few also. How'd they go over?
We've done several different styles. We always take some of the malt, depending on what type of beer it is, and we'll smoke our base malt in our smoke. We'll put a bunch of malt in the smokers and smoke it ourselves. And depending on what type of beer it is, we'll use a ratio that would be appropriate with that beer. But we always try to smoke some of our own malt. And we made smoked Baltic porters, Schwartz beers. We made a smoked Martin last year that was really good. And it depends on the style. There are people that come in all the time and ask us, "What are you going to do another smoked beer?" So it's just a real interesting flavor that not everybody loves, but they always sell pretty well.
Being a barbecue place, that the smoked beer would make sense. And since you do it in your smoker, I mean, literally while I'm eating my brisket and drinking my smoked Martin, I mean, the flavors should be coming together perfectly, I imagine, since it's all the same wood that smoked my beer and smoked my meat.
Yeah, it is a nice combination, especially the black beers. I like the smoked black beers. The thick black smoke that Swifty did was just an amazing. It was a Schwartz beer that was smoked. It was awesome, and pairing that with a brisket. Maybe a 2-meat plate with some brisket and sausage is just lovely. So they do go well together.
What's next? What's coming out soon that people around Austin or even around the state need to be aware of, so next time they plan their trip in, they can come hit up?
We have a Irish dry stout that I'm going to brew this week. That'll be on St. Patty's Day. That'll be classic Irish dry stout, low alcohol, nice and roasty, nice breakfast beer. For those of us that eat beer for breakfast. We got Bitch and Camaro. I have the Bitch and Camaro shirt on, and that was a beer originally brewed by Tim Schwartz at the Bitter End that is now gone. So it's an important beer for us. Brian brewed it there as well. So it's important for me because those two guys taught me how to brew beer, so I enjoy doing that. So, and we get a lot of requests for it. There's a lot of people that followed Brian over here and they're asking for that. So Bitch and Camaro will be out, Irish dry stout, and more IPAs.
Awesome.
Well,
cool.
See videos of Amos and his cool view. That's basically.